All right, before we receive tithes and offerings, take your time, Like I said, we've got one of the great things about this body is when people see a need, we have the freedom we don't have to go through a bunch of committees. We don't have to, we just try to meet the need. That's what I think this church is really good at. And so somebody has, I don't know if it was Dana or who, the Lord laid some more opportunities on their heart, so we're going to give her a moment to share. And James, do we have a slide for this, I think, maybe? It's all yours, sis.
Thanks. All right, so we have a lot of kids that come down for Awanas on Wednesday nights, and Ralph brings lots of kids. We have, I would say, last I counted, the biggest group he's brought in is like 13 kids. Some of these kids have only been in Iowa or the U.S. for about 6 weeks, and then another group of them have been here from 6 months, and they're all from Nigeria. And their parents don't know English, so jobs are not that easy. And our government brings them here as refugees, but they only give them assistance for 9 months. They don't give them any assistance on learning English or job skills, computers, anything like that. So when I talked to Ralph, I was really worried that these kids are going to be really cold really fast, and their parents don't know what's coming. They have no clue. So I talked to Ralph, and as far as getting clothes for these kids, whatever you guys have, if you can spare it, I'll be happy to take it. I'll go through it. You don't have to go through it. I'll go through it. I'll wash it. I'll make sure it gets to him. He said, besides the kids that he brings here, he said, there are 2 housing developments right there. He goes, and there are so many kids. You don't even realize there are so many that can fit in these 2 little housing developments. And one is all kids and parents from Nigeria, and the other one is all people from Burma. And none of these people have been here very long. So it's really, God really laid it on my heart that these kids, it's their circumstances, and, they're safe here, but we don't want them to freeze either. So if we could get them some clothes and some coats and things like that, that would be great. Whatever you guys can spare, would definitely help out. So just let me know if there's something I can do, if you need me to pick it up, or you need to drop it off at my house or whatever, that's fine. Whatever works for anybody, okay?
Yes. Okay. Did you hear that, James? Just make a copy or email it to Jana or something. The incredible thing about America 2014 is the mission field is coming to us. We living in Atlanta and Jacksonville, both of the churches that we were involved in have incredible ministries to refugees that are flooding both of those cities. And I think in a little town southeast of Atlanta, Clarkston, Georgia, there are something like 60 nationalities represented of folks that are coming in on a regular basis to that community alone. And the music pastor at our church in Georgia, in Loganville, felt a burden he's a worship leader, but he has started learning all these different languages to help these folks worship in their native tongue and in English. And he's over in Korea right now as part of a big worship experience over there. And it's incredible what these folks yes, they're in America, the land of the free, home of the brave, home of opportunity, but most of them are coming with very, very little. And to come to the Iowa winter, of all places. So this is a very tangible way that we can reach out to them. Did you have something to add?
This is just
For those who might not have heard Pastor, Ralph, who brings the kids down and loves our church, he is wondering if there's an opportunity to reach the parents if we had an English class for the parents during the Awana hour. So here in Central Iowa, we don't realize, I don't think, how the types of ministries that we as a local body can have. And that's one of the things that we witnessed moving around as much as we did. Woohoo! On one of the Wednesday nights, one of the churches offered tutoring to kids. They offered English classes to a lot of the families that are coming into the area that don't know English. And that's, this facility has been raised up for God's glory. Yes, we use it Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, but there's so much more that we can be doing here. And we can reach a lot of people simply by teaching English, simply by tutoring. Well, not me, I'm not a smart fellow, but a lot of ways that we can have an impact in our community. People will come for an English class, they'll come for a tutoring class that won't come for a service. And we have an opportunity to share the gospel, at least to show the compassion of Christ, if nothing else. If that's all that it comes from, if that's the only seed that is planted, then someone else can come along and water at some point. But lots and lots of opportunities. So if God has maybe stirred something inside of your heart to come alongside and start a ministry that we may not have here yet, let us know. We've got the facilities, we've got the manpower, we've got the God who is able, first and foremost. God has the ability, do we have the availability? That's what it boils down to. So, yes. You must have been 20 back then instead of 29. Yep. Yep. Very good. Yeah, the resources are out there, really, if we just tap into them. Lifeway, I think it's Southern Baptist, so we definitely couldn't use any of that material. Just teasing. All right. Wow. Today must be the day of ministry. Let God stir ministry in our hearts. Think on these things and let the Lord stir us on to great things. Gentlemen, as we continue in our spirit of worship, gentlemen, if you will come now and we will receive the Lord's tithes and offerings. Brother Dave, would you turn so folks can hear you, and would you take us to the throne, please? Thank you.